Hi students, we have already discussed in the previous class about independent India first 30 years only in the first stages only. In that we have discussed about general elections, one party dominance and all. Now I would like to explain about demand for state reorganizations. We know very well we got our independence in the year 1947. At the time there was no these many states. During the British period, our India was divided as some presidencies, means some areas. For example, Madras Presidency, Calcutta Presidency and Bombay Presidency. For example, under this Madras Presidency, Telugu speaking people, Tamil speaking people, Kannada speaking people, Malayala people, Gondi speaking people, Oriyan language speaking people, all these were under this Madras Presidency. At the time, only 3 presidencies were there. That's why so many movements were started on the basis of language or the linguistic basis. Some movements started in our country for the separate states. For example, Andhra Moment, Samyukta Karnataka Moment, Samyukta Maharashtra Moment, Maha Gujarat Moment, merger of Travancore and Cochin Princely states and state of Punjab for 6. All these are the different examples of linguistic movements in our country to against these presidencies. Our partition of India in the year 1947, at the time this motherland was divided as 2 countries, India and Pakistan, on the basis of religion. We know very well, religion. So that's why before the leadership of our country, there had so many doubts and fears about the security and stability of our country. So that's why these movements were started at the time. In the demand for state reorganization movement, first we discuss one movement that is called Andhra Moment. So when the Telugu speaking people, they have started their linguistic movement, they wanted to separate state for their own identity, Andhra Moment was started. In this Andhra Moment, Andhra Mahasabha played a crucial role in this regard. During the British period also, Andhra Mahasabha played a crucial role to unite the Telugu speaking people all over area. So, Andhra Mahasabha played a crucial role regarding Andhra Moment. Whenever all these movements like Andhra Moment, Samyukta Karnataka Movement, Maha Gujarat movements were started, at that time Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of India, he was not against to these linguistic states, but he thought that it was not the right time to allot all these states. For example, in the Andhra Moment, the Congress party got least seats in first elections in Andhra area or in Telugu speaking area, because of they did not support they supported by some other political parties. The next is State Reorganization Act. State Reorganization Act. For the Telugu speaking state, Potti Sri Ramulu, he died after 58 days fasting. Consequently, Andhra and Tamil Nadu, these 2 states were arranged by the government of India, Andhra and Tamil Nadu. So, whenever all these states started, Andhra and Tamil Nadu, in the year 1953, State Reorganization Commission was appointed by the Government of India. In 1953, State Reorganization Commission was appointed under the leadership of Fazl Ali. In this committee or in this commission, Fazl Ali, K.M. Panikkar, Hridayant Kunju, these three were the members. Dear children, who are the members in the State Reorganization Commission? Fazl Ali, K.M. Panikkar and Hridayant Kunju, these three were the members of State Reorganization Commission. On the basis of this Fazl Ali committee, in the year 1956, the Government of India arranged 14 states and 6 union territories on the basis of language. Dear children, how many states and union territories are arranged by the report of Fazl Ali committee? 14 states and 6 union territories were arranged. In the year 1956, the Government of India State Reorganization Act was passed. State Reorganization Act was passed in the year 1956. Dear children, one more topic is social and economic change. The social and economic change is one of the multiple goals of Indian Constitution and one of the major challenges to our leadership at the time of independence. So, this is very important. Social and economic change. Already we have discussed there was no social equality, there was no economic equality at the time in India. So, that is why our forefathers, our first leaders, they wanted to change the social conditions and economic conditions of Indians. In that part only, the Planning Commission of India was started in the year 1950, Planning Commission of India. For this Planning Commission, the Prime Minister acts as the chairperson of this Planning Commission. At the time Jawaharlal Nehru, planning was not only good economics, good politics also. Not only good economics, but also good politics also. Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of India, he hoped through the help of these plans, through help of these 5-year plans, India would be emerge as a strong and modern nation. He hoped the indiscrimination among the Indians and some problems, some inequalities, and all these culminate with the help of this Planning Commission and 5-year plans. In the entire world, these 5-year plans first implemented in Russia 1928 onwards at the time of Joseph Stalin. Next, we are going to discuss about first 5-year plan to up to Niti Aayog organization. Dear children, already we have discussed Planning Commission of India was established in our country in 1950. The first 5-year plan started 1951 to 56. We gave more importance to agriculture. Still now, in our country, most of the people, they are depending on primary sector as well as agriculture sector. So, that is why we gave more importance to agriculture. A number of irrigation projects we have started in the first 5-year plan, that is 1951 to 56. This is the main objective of first 5-year plan. Then second 5-year plan, we gave more importance to industries. In the second 5-year plan, duration is 1956 to 61. We gave more importance to industries. During the second 5-year plan, we have started number of iron and steel industries. This iron and steel industries are the basic industries for any economy. That's why we gave more importance to establish different types of industries in the second 5-year plan. Then the third 5-year plan duration is 1961 to 66. The main importance is self-reliance. It means self-reliance in both the agriculture as well as the industries. For the development of self-development of agriculture, self-development of industries. It was the main objective of third 5-year plan. Then in 1966 to 69, 1966 to 69, this is very important. There was no 5-year plans here. Plan holiday was announced by the government of India, because in the year 1965 war with Pakistan, in the year 1962 war with China, our economy was not in the position to allot this much of amount for the same objectives. So that's why the government of India announced plan holiday. 1966 to 69, it was known as plan holiday in our country. Next, 1969 to 1974, the main objective of this 5-year plan is removal of poverty. Removal of poverty means to remove the poverty from our Indian society. That was the main motto of this 5-year plan. The next 5-year plan is 1974 to 78. What were the major objectives or what were the major goals of this 5-year plan? Are removal of poverty and self-reliance. Removal of poverty, already we have discussed removal of poverty and self-reliance. The next 5-year plan is, that is 1978 to 80. There is no 5-year plan here, because we know very well Janata Party came into existence here in these years. The rolling plans were started. Rolling plans means they did not give for one aspect importance and they wanted to continuous development. So that's why they introduced, Janata Party government introduced rolling plans. The duration of the rolling plans in our country is 1978 to 80. Next 5-year plan is 1980 to 85. Here number of objectives are there. In the first 5-year plan only one. In the second 5-year plan only one objective. But here onwards number of objectives were there. 1980 to 85, here the growth rate of economy, the growth rate of GDP. We know very well GDP is gross domestic product, and self-reliance in technological self-reliance and growth rate of economy. These two were the main mottos, main objectives, main aims, are the main targets of this 5-year plan. The next 5-year plan is 1985 to 1990. Here the main objectives of this 5-year plan are food grain production and employment opportunities. More employment opportunities the government of India wanted to create. The next is 1990 to 92. Here there is no plan holiday, there was no 5-year plans here, only year plans only. In these 2 years, the government of India continued year after year, only 2-year plans only implemented by the government of India. Dear children, once again we discuss up to here. The first one is agriculture. The first 5-year plan motto is agriculture. This one is the first. The second is industries. In the year 1956 to 61, industries we gave more importance. This is third one, 1961 to 66, self-reliance in both the agriculture and industries. In 1966 to 69, there were no 5-year plans. At the time, the government of India announced it was a plan holiday. The next 5-year plan is 1969 to 74, removal of the poverty. Garibi Hatao, or the removal of the poverty, it was the main objective. The next 5-year plan, that is called 5th, is removal of the poverty and self-reliance. For 5th 5-year plan, duration is 1974 to 78. The next is the 1978 to 80 rolling plans. Dear children, already we have discussed it. A new government came into existence at the time. Janata Party came into power at the time. They introduced rolling plans. The next is 6th 5-year plan. 6th 5-year plan, that is called 1980 to 85. Number of objectives were started, growth rate of economy and self-reliance in technology. The next one is 1985 to 90, food production. They want to raise the food production and they wanted to create more employment opportunities. These two were the main objectives of this 5-year plan. The next one is 90 to 92. There was no 5-year plans and only year plans were only continued. The next 5-year plan is, dear children, the next 5-year plan, that is 8th 5-year plan in India. What were the major objectives of this plan? The duration of this 5-year plan is 1992 to 97. The first objective is to create more employment. Next one is universalization of elementary education. Universalization means for all. They want to provide the elementary education for all the people in India. The next one is safe drinking water. Employment opportunities, universalization of primary education, safe drinking water, all these three are the main objectives of 8th 5-year plan. The next 5-year plan is 9th 5-year plan. What were the major objectives regarding this? The duration of this 5-year plan is 1997 to 2002. 7% growth rate in gross domestic product or the national income. We know very well GDP is nothing but national income. We know the national income is the total value of goods and services which are produced in a year in a country is known as GDP. In this GDP, the main objective of this 5-year plan to enhance, to raise 7% of the GDP. The next one is basic minimum service. The government of India wanted to provide the basic minimum service to all the public and public housing. All these three, 7% of the growth rate in GDP, to provide basic minimum services and public housing, these three are the major mottos of 9th 5-year plan. Dear children, the next 5-year plan, the duration is 2002 to 2007. This is 10th 5-year plan. What were their main objectives? Reduction in poverty, reduction in decadal population growth, reduction in gender gaps, literacy rate. Once again, dear children, the 10th 5-year plan major objectives were, the first one is reduction in poverty, reduction in decadal population growth, reduction in gender gaps and to enhance the literacy rate. All these are the main objectives of 10th 5-year plan. Okay, dear children, the next 5-year plan is 11th 5-year plan. Already we have discussed 10 5-year plans. The 11th 5-year plan duration is 2007 to 2012. What were the major objectives regarding this? The first one is growth rate in GDP, 9%. Already we have discussed what is GDP? Gross domestic product. It is nothing but national income. So, the 9% growth rate in GDP, faster employment, health and educational services. So, all these are the 9% growth rate in GDP, faster employment, health and educational services. All these are the major mottos of 11th 5-year plan. The duration of this 5-year plan is 2007 to 2012. The last 5-year plan, that is 2012 to 2017. But it was not completed. In the meanwhile, new organization came into existence in our country. After completion of this 5-year plan, objectives we are going to discuss about that new organization. The 12th 5-year plan is 2012 to 2017. What are the major objectives? 8.2%. 8.2% in real GDP, 4% in agricultural growth, 10% in manufacturing growth. So, all these are, once again children, the last 5-year plan in our country, objectives were 8.2% in real GDP, 4% in agricultural growth and 10% in manufacturing or the making or the production growth is 10%. All these were the main mottos for first 5-year plan to 12th 5-year plan. Already we have discussed. Dear children, already we have discussed about the new organization came into existence. Before completion of the last 5-year plan, that is 12th 5-year plan, new organization came into existence. That is called Niti Ayog. Niti Ayog, it means National Institute of Transforming India. Again, National Institute of Transforming India. This new organization came into existence on 1st January 2015. When it came into existence? 1st January 2015. This Niti Ayog was started by NDA government, that is NDA means National Democratic Alliance government. Prime Minister acts as the chairperson of Niti Ayog. At present chairperson of this Niti Ayog is Narendra Modi. At present, Vice Chairman of this Niti Ayog is Rajiv Kumar. Chief Executive Officer of this Niti Ayog at present is Amitabh Kant. Dear children, shall I ask one question? At present, who is the chairperson of this Niti Ayog? Present Prime Minister Narendra Modi acts as the chairperson of this Niti Ayog. Dear children, next in this lesson our topic is foreign policy and wars. What type of foreign policy we have adopted after independence? Actually, when India became independent, the Cold War just had started in the world. What was Cold War? The duration of the Cold War was between 1945 to 1991. We know very well the Second World War was ended in the year 1945. After the completion of the Second World War, new ideological differences were started in the entire world. Different types of ideologies. With different types of ideologies, two blocks were started. Two groups were emerged in the world. The first one is democratic and capitalistic group or the power bloc was headed by USA. the socialistic bloc was headed by USSR. Between these two countries, between these two power blocs, between these two military blocs, some ideological differences were started. So, at the time, almost the entire world was divided as two power blocs. Some countries were joined in this side, some countries were joined in this USSR or the socialistic group. At the time, our country got independence. And what type of foreign policy we have adopted? At the time the Cold War situations were occurred. Cold War means already we have discussed the duration of the Cold War is 1945 to 1991. It was not a direct war. It was not a physical war. It was words and propaganda war between the two power blocs. It was known as Cold War. India stood the equidistance or the same distance for these two groups, USA group and USSR group. India did not join in this democratic and capitalistic power bloc as well as in the socialistic power bloc. We maintained the same distance from these two groups. We maintained some punch-shell policy with our neighboring countries. We adopted new foreign policy that is called non-alignment movement. Non-alignment movement, we have adopted non-alignment movement. This is our foreign policy. With the help of some African countries and Asian countries, we have started new foreign policy, that is non-alignment movement. Still we are following the same foreign policy. In this non-alignment movement, more than 120 African and Asian, some European nations are also joined later in this non-alignment movement. Dear children, in our class, today's class, we have discussed about State Reorganization Commission in the year 1953, State Reorganization Act in the year 1956, Socio-Economic Changes, Planning Commission of India, different 5-year plans and their objectives, Niti Ayog, we have discussed in our class. And in the next class, we are going to discuss about the wars and the punch-shell, punch and left turn and all these. Thank you very much.